But what if these colleagues then come to her and like, wow, you're so selfish. You know, I have to bring my kids out this time of the year. This is the only time of the year I can bring them.
Wow.
Why you put your leave during this period? How does she confront that conversation?
Wow, it will be hard to keep a straight face when it comes to that kind of conversations, honestly speaking, right?
Hello and welcome back to the Ask Work It segment of the podcast. If you have a question that you're struggling with in the workplace, why not let us know and we'll try to solve it. Today's question, Gerald, comes in from a listener by the name of Jermaine. Now, Jermaine says that she is part of a team where all her colleagues are parents. During school holidays, it's kind of an unspoken rule that parents get priority when it comes to taking leave. So she's always been okay with that and usually plans her own holidays during off-peak periods. But this time, she wants to travel with a close friend who's a teacher, which means she can only go during school holidays.
Yes.
Right? So now Jermaine is wondering, how does she bring this up with her team without stepping on toes or seeming inconsiderate?
Well, this is leave taking is always a little bit of a challenge for many people.
Touchy topic, yeah.
Especially the whole team is all parents, right?
Yeah, and she's the only non-parent.
Right. So there's also an assumption here that parents would want to take leave together at a certain point of time, maybe during the year end, because that coincides with the school holidays as well.
Yeah, so that's when they can bring their family to go travel and stuff like that.
Ned, for yourself, right, like in this style of situations, in your own experiences, how have you dealt with these things?
Well, I'm not a parent, right? So I have had to cover colleagues who are parents when they decide to go on leave. And usually when it's during the school holidays, they go on leave for like a couple of weeks, which is not an insignificant amount of time, right? But I've never been in a situation like Jermaine where my entire team is full of parents who are all taking leave at the same time.
So for yourself, you can have people going for leave, concurrent leave, and it's still not a problem, right?
Yeah. And sometimes also I've been in places where, you know, the system is not so much that those who are left behind have to cover those who are on leave. But if you're going on leave, it's on you to make sure that no one is going to suffer while you're away.
I see. So you before you go for your leave, you do as much work as you can.
Yeah.
Right? And then maybe you inform your stakeholders in advance that, you know what, we're going to be slower in response.
Yeah. And then, you know, if you have to do a proper handover, listing the things that need to be done, running them by your manager to make sure he or she approves of the coverage situation, and then making sure that you get the buy-in from your colleagues as well, from your teammates, right? You have to kind of preempt them in advance, be like, I'm planning leave in a few months. Are you going to be away? If not, I'm going to maybe ask you to help me out with a couple of things.
Yeah, I think the preempting in advance is quite important actually. Yeah, because at least it gets the team to really know that, okay, somebody's going on leave. If they have plans, more concrete ones, maybe they will apply for leave earlier than you. But, you know, at the very least, you do get the chance to sound out and not appear inconsiderate. But when it comes to back to Jermaine's situation, just talk about it in advance if possible. Put in the leave application. Let your supervisor decide. I don't know how her workload is like. You know, sometimes the responsibilities that we carry also determines how much overlap we need with our colleagues lah. Right. During holiday season, most people are away. And the work expectations also are lowered. So sometimes it's even possible that you can go concurrently. Yeah. Everyone goes on leave for a while.
Yeah, but probably not for too long.
Yeah, not for too long. Yeah, the boss must stay in.
Yes, the boss must make sure. But so is that the problem here? Is the problem that Jermaine's boss, or maybe like two bosses up from Jermaine, is approving everyone's leave while leaving Jermaine to cover the rest because she is the one that doesn't have any obligations?
Oh, I really hope not, man. If let's say your leave is just getting rejected just because of you don't have children, then I think that would seem really, really unfair, right? The reasons why we take leave are subjective. It means different things to different people. So if I'm Jermaine, right, and I want to be extra sure, I may really have to go and talk to my supervisor a bit to explain like how much this trip means to her, and then sound out the colleagues earlier and not feel bad about it.
Right. Don't take an apologetic tone, are you saying? Like, you know, be upfront And I imagine Jermaine also hasn't had a lot of opportunities to take leave during this period. Is that something she should bring up when she has this conversation?
Definitely, right?
Okay.
Her leave records would show that she typically has not been going for leave around this period of time. And if there's a legitimate reason, I think just bring it up and let the boss decide lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what if she's having this conversation early enough? Let's say it's a December thing, right? It's still, early in the year. Would now be a good time to have a conversation with her colleagues, not her manager, and say, look, I'm planning this trip. It means something to me. It means something for my friend. I've never really done this before. Or would you advise just stick to talking to the boss about it? Don't make it your colleague's problem.
It can work either way. It really depends on Jermaine's comfort. If today she's got a really good relationship with her colleagues, she might want to share with them as well. But typically, I guess, leave is still seen as a more personal thing.
Right.
You put it through the system. If it gets approved, then yay, you get to go. And then when people will find out, how come you get to go during this period of time? Don't you have less obligations? I mean, then that's for your manager to answer, right?
Right. But what if these colleagues then come to her and like, wow, you're so selfish. I have to bring my kids out this time of the year. This is the only time of the year I can bring them.
Wow.
Why you put your leave during this period? How does she confront that conversation?
Wow, it will be hard to keep a straight face when it comes to that kind of conversations, honestly speaking, right? But I've seen how some workplaces, there are people who are really very nice. They will change their leave plans. They will tell the boss, okay, I will rescind my leave, and then I will stay back because this other colleague really, really needs to go on leave. And then we find another adjustment.
Right. But it sounds like Jermaine is that person. If we were to base it on this letter, it seems like she's the one giving way all the time.
Yeah.
So what if now she's deciding to stand up for herself and then suddenly come one colleague who just says, you cannot be selfish. You need to let the parents have the time with the kids. It's the December school holidays. You need to let us go with our family to Bangkok or like Japan or whatever.
Then I guess Jermaine will have to decide whether she wants to be the nice colleague to cover and to put aside her own plans with her friend.
What if she were to say, hey, I understand everyone's on leave right now, but I'm just putting it out there. Next June, my turn.
She can say that. I've seen how that becomes applied later on only. Closer to the next year. When you're raising it up. Or when someone brings up the issue of why are you taking leave during this period of time? Usually people say, actually, the last couple of years, I have not, because I've been covering all of you. So this time around, I have my reasons. Right. And I do need to take this leave. Bring it up as early as you can. Book the leave as early as you can. Apply for it as soon as possible. If you feel like you need to get buy-in from your colleagues, then by all means tell them. Some people would not want to though, because leave is seen as personal, and ultimately at the end of the day, we have the system of first come first serve to back us up.
I've heard from friends where their bosses prioritize certain team members because they're closer to them. And when there's a clash of leave, the boss just decides like, oh, you know what, it's going to this person, your leave has been rejected, sorry, you're on shift that period, or you have this project to work on. They come out with reasons lah. Is what happens then?
I feel sad for that person then. Like you always have to be the last priority for a leave basis, and it doesn't seem really fair, does it? You must speak to the boss and tell the boss, it seems like, how come I'm always been deprioritized? How come my leave never gets approved? And seem to be covering everybody else's work, right? So I think a conversation like that could be useful. Maybe it's a blind spot for the boss. I don't know.
Well, Jermaine, I hope you are able to take some leave, get a good break with your close friend. And I guess let us know if you manage to do it. Let us know where you're going. Share some pictures from your vacation. And if it doesn't work, maybe it's time to have a difficult conversation with your boss or your colleagues so that next time you're not always covering for everybody else while they're away. And if all of you listening or watching have ever come into a similar situation like this before, why not just write to us, share your stories with us. Or if you have other problems, we could also help you work through it. Write to us at cnapodcast@mediacorp.com.sg.
I'm Gerald.
And I'm Nat. Remember, a good team should make space for everyone's life.